All right. Could you guys state your names for the record, please?
I'm Travis,
And my name's Marie.
and we're the Veldhovens.
We're also in Big League, and we're a band from Melbourne, Australia.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So you're from Australia.
Yeah.
And where are we today?
We are in lovely.
We're in beautiful Los Angeles.
Yeah, it's, I assume it's the central business district. I see a lot of people walking around doing coke and climbing the walls and all that sort of
We actually don't know where we are. We're in LA
We're
somewhere.
lost. We're sorry.
We are in Los Angeles. What's today's date? It's September 20.
The 28th.
Yeah.
Could be the 29th at this point.
It's the 29th now, so yeah.
September 29th, 2024.
Yeah.
We've just seen GBV rock the Bellwether
Yeah.
to another adoring sellout crowd. Last night we caught them playing in August Hall in San Francisco.
Yeah. We're fresh off the plane from the San Francisco show.
And these are the first two times we've seen the band play.
What'd you think?
Oh,
Unreal.
yeah. It was, I don't know, we see a lot of live music, but like, it was everything we could have wanted. Like, yeah, I know. I mean, they play for 2 hours. I don't usually last longer than 45 minutes when I'm seeing a band play live, but I feel like they hit their stride at like the hour and 15 mark.
Yeah, I can't think of many bands that I would sit through such a long set. Even bands I loved. But
Yeah.
it went really quick. It was awesome.
That's awesome. So you came here to the U.S. to see, specifically to see Guided by Voices.
Yes.
Yeah, it sounds crazy. But they won't come to Melbourne, and we don't know if we'll ever see them. So we had to call it and
Yeah.
meet them halfway. Halfway being between Dayton and Melbourne, LA.
We're definitely the sort of people who would make a holiday out of seeing our favourite bands playing, but like this, yeah, it was just the stars aligned and it was the perfect time, and yeah, like it was worth the trip. Like,
So
Worth it.
obviously, you're very big Guided by Voices fans.
Sure.
So I've
Yeah.
made that trek to be here today.
Absolutely.
This weekend.
Yeah.
When did you guys first get into Guided by Voices? You guys are a couple, right?
Yes.
Husband and wife.
Yeah, we're married. Yeah.
Yeah, you can kiss your wife. That's legal.
Well, yeah. But
There's a story.
Is it necessary?
Yeah, but dudes on planes will sing songs about it, as we recently
Yeah,
found
there's a
out.
little inside story there. We'll get into that at another
That's
time.
a 3-part saga just based on that.
But you guys are a couple. So I'm assuming one of you was in the Guided by Voices first, or did you meet?
It's I suppose it's a bit unusual because Marie's probably started off being the bigger music fan, and we had a show in Australia called Recovery, which at 10 a.m. on Saturday mornings would be hosting bands to play live that were touring the country. So there'd be
Recovery was an institution, so while you were recovering in the morning, bands that were on tour that had played the night before would play on this morning show live. It was in the 90s. It's when rock bands were allowed to play live, totally unfiltered. And Guided by Voices played Teenage FBI, and I recorded it on my little VCR. I was in high school, and I was obsessed with this show because I wasn't old enough to go out and see bands in real life. So that's when I first saw them. And then we met working in a record store. And,
yeah, but like you know, I bought a Stroke CD and you had to get it on the import in Australia back when there was no digital, and it came with a copy of Cheyenne on 7-inch single. And so there was that, and there was one other that I was thinking of. Oh yeah, I had a mate who dated a girl in Cleveland, and so she was forcing Guided by Voices on him. So it was almost like Love by a Thousand Cuts. And then and then by the time like we came over here on a holiday in 2013, and I bought a copy of Alien Lanes. And the minute we heard it, I started writing music that would become the band that we're in now. So I would say, like, you know, even the music we write is quite 90s influence, but it's kind of from something we heard in 2013. So it's like,
yeah,
I don't
true,
know.
yeah.
I don't take from that what you will,
But you were a musician prior?
no, not really. I played a little bit of guitar, but it wasn't. You know, when people say like punk was the thing that got them into like anyone can do it, I think Guided by Voices was that for us.
Yeah. We came on a big holiday. We drove a van around all around America. We went and saw South by Southwest as punters, as not a band, just to go and see it. Trav bought a Guided by Voices record. And then when we got home, we started a band.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got, sorry, go.
And you were inspired by Guided by Voices to start a band.
Absolutely.
It seemed like they, just, home recordings, and it seemed accessible and that you can do it yourself, and it doesn't have to sound perfect.
And
Which is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Get it.
like people who write music might say that you can hear things, you get things in your head that ideas of music, like things that you want to make into songs. That didn't happen before I heard Alien Lanes. Like something, don't want to go spiritual on you, but yeah, something happened. Yeah, I don't know.
It's inspiring. Inspired you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not uncommon. I find that a lot of Guided by Voices fans are musicians.
Sure.
Yeah, and are inspired by Guided by Voices to write music. I mentioned that I have a cover band, the Teenage FBI, that wouldn't exist if there was no Guided by Voices.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
absolutely.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And maybe that's like the key to the longevity of a band, that like Bob was saying tonight, that they don't have any hits, but like that undergroundness, and like when you connect with so many people who are of the same mind, it's obviously what keeps them alive.
Yeah, it's not about the hits, it's like growing with the band and
Yeah,
like
that's right.
the new positions they take. When they were talking about like their later albums are more progressive, and like that's cool. Like people don't want you to make the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
You can like explore different avenues together as you age together. It's not about one thing.
Let's go back to, so Teenage FBI was your first
Yeah.
song that got you into Guided by Voices.
Yeah.
And what came next? Like what, did you buy an album after that, or?
Well, I worked at a CD shop in the suburbs of southeast Melbourne, in like a shitty shopping centre, and I was obsessed with any music I could find on late night TV. So yeah, I bought everything that I could, but back then, everything that came to Australia was we called it on import. There was no internet and there was no sharing of anything. You had to pay $40 and wait a month for something to be mailed over to the record store. So I would order everything at the record store that I could, because it wasn't my money, it was my boss's money. And so yeah, I would order all those things that I would see on Recovery and all those late night shows, and yeah, buy those compilations of all that music.
Yeah. So what was the first album?
Oh, well, I didn't actually buy a first GBV album. That was just someone that I knew in the ether, but I was a dirty punk rock, skater punk girl in those days, so they were a bit too mature for me. They were too evolved. I was still into dirty punk and NoFX and Guttermouth, but
You know what, the one that we got first after Marie showed me the recording of Teenage FBI was actually The Collection. And I was sort of like, I knew Pavement a little bit, and I was catching up on Pavement. They were just played in Coachella, I think, in 2010. And that when I heard the things that I will keep, I was like, ooh, I think I like Guided by Voices better than Pavement.
And Trav got mad into Guided by Voices and was playing all this stuff, and I didn't really know much of it, but midway through an album, Teenage FBI came on, and I was like, these guys? I know these guys from Recovery, but I only knew that one song from being a teenager. So Trav actually turned me on to Guided by Voices as a whole.
That's the Human Amusements. Was that the name of it? The compilation?
It would be the one where he's wearing the magician's cloak. Yeah.
Okay. Was there a time, what I find with a lot of Guided by Voices fans, myself included, it kind of hits you as, this is pretty, like, you probably, I'm guessing when you heard Teenage FBI the first time, like, this is kind of cool. But then there's a light bulb that goes on, it's like, this isn't just good, this is genius. Did that happen for you guys?
Yeah. So when I heard Alien Lanes, and then I'm like, all right, well, now's the time to dig. Like, that's a great album. And then I picked up B1000, which kind of sounds like the production's a little bit even more challenging. And then I realized that music that is good, that is that grainy, speaks for itself. Like that I think was like, and now I like appreciate lo-fi music as a whole because of that. Like even like listening to the Beatles, you realize how many stuff ups there are in like your favorite recordings of the Beatles, and just like getting an understanding of right.
Yeah.
There's no filter for that. Like if it's a good song, it's a good fucking song.
Yeah.
And like so it was definitely like Smothered in Hugs is my favorite song. And when I heard that, there's just nothing but the song.
Yeah.
There's no record producer has had to go in and fix that.
It didn't matter how it was recorded.
Exactly. And so absolutely that was the moment.
Yeah.
And I was listening to it on some crappy headphones too, so the low-finess was doubled by it really had to sing for its supper. Yeah.
So it was really Smothered in Hugs where that light bulb went off. Like
Absolutely.
Like
Yeah.
this is better than good.
Yes, absolutely. That's genius. Yes, and also Buzzers and Dreadful Crows. Yeah. Which I wish I'd seen him play. In hindsight, if he cracked that out, but I can see how high he has to wring his neck for that. So fair enough.
Yeah. Well, how about you? Was there a song for you, Marie?
I think the first one that I said that I super loved was, hey, come in here.
I'm gonna go use the bathroom real quick.
Yes,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
do it. The first song that I really loved later was Hot Freaks.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because it seems like a real punk song to me.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, and that's the kind of vibe I like. But then later on, I really loved the Queen Directory.
Oh, the Cold Hard Mountaintop Queen Directory, which is another B1000 one.
I love that song. I love that constant like beeping, like the phone dial or something. I love those repetitive sounds that aren't an instrument that like repeat through a song and go into other songs and aren't necessarily an instrument but like add to the song. I don't know. Yeah, I like that. That seems really punk to me, and they're two songs that I really loved first. Yeah.
What bands were you guys into prior to getting into Guided by Voices?
Well, like I said, Pavement. I would say probably Built to Spill was about that time. Or of that same ilk. Like personally, I was going through a period where I didn't have any. I was a little bit young for it. I didn't have any older siblings that were getting me into anything other than Ace of Base or anything like that. So that whole period, I was going through a bunch of catch up on all the cool stuff. So So anything else? Who else did we go to? Oh, I was getting into Sunnydale Real Estate too. Like car seat headrest. Yeah. So all of that same. There's a sameness.
I think the Car Seat Headrest, they did a song. Did they do Tractor Rape Jane? I kind of remember them recording it.
A cover. Oh, really?
I think so. Yeah.
And a totally different track, I guess. Like my favorite bands are Propagandhi and Rancid.
Wow.
And those bands. So and The Damned or The Stranglers, that type of thing. But I really do love like a good indie pop song. But some of it maybe I just never got so hooked. But GBV I guess doesn't seem so throwaway.
Yeah.
But you've got an eclectic taste.
Yeah, I think that's from working, we met working in a CD shop.
Yeah.
I worked there for 7 years, so I like everything.
So you guys recently recorded a song, and do you want to kind of bring that out maybe and break that baby out? Talk about that a little bit?
Okay, so this is a tribute record called Watch Out for Bob. Is that what it's called?
Watch out for Joker Bob.
Yeah, I'm not going to read it.
It's a birthday tribute for Robert Pollard. It was lovingly put together by Alison. I'm sure many people know Alison from all the GBV meetups and Headfest.
Yeah.
And we were lucky enough to be asked by Alison to contribute a song. So it's a lot of cover songs of GBV songs, but they're all spooky themed for like Halloween themed, and it's for Robert Pollard's birthday.
Yeah.
Which is end of October. So
Halloween.
Yeah, exactly. So
You guys did?
we chose Captain's Dead.
Yeah.
which is a fun, thrashy, punk rock song that I'm very happy about.
Funnily enough, that when we were listening to that collection, say 10, 15 years ago, I would have loved to have done a cover of some significance of that song.
Yeah.
And so that's the stars of a line there. It was fortunate that it had a spooky name so we could actually do it.
Yeah, we have to try and reverse park a spooky
Yeah.
name of a song that we want to do, but yeah, amazing. So
Yeah.
it's so exciting. And tonight is actually the first time we've ever seen the record in its fully made state. Like we recorded the track at home in Melbourne, at a friend's studio, and then sent it away, and we didn't really know what was happening with it. So tonight in America, we got presented with the record with our name on it. So
And even the guy who recorded it with us, Josh, what's his last name?
Josh Whitehall.
Yeah, Josh Whitehall. He has a studio in Melbourne, and he was just super stoked to want to do it. Like, we told him we need to do it in this time, and he cancelled stuff. Like, he's this bigger Guided by Voices
Yeah,
fan.
he cancelled other recording sessions to fit us in because it was for a Guided by Voices tribute. He was so excited to just be part of the recording. So
Yeah,
we're
that's cool.
super thankful. Yeah.
Have you guys ever met Robert Pollard?
No.
No, and that's all right. I don't know how I feel about the meeting your heroes thing.
Yeah.
Sure.
And he does what he does so well, and it's such a pleasure to see him like that. I'm like, I don't need anything else from that. It's yeah.
Yeah.
If you were to meet him, do you know what you'd say?
No, maybe that's why. Maybe that's why.
I mean, if he walked up right now, what would you say to him?
It's
Thanks,
just
man.
Alien Lanes, yeah. I don't
I'm
know.
the same. I'm nervous about the whole meeting your heroes.
I mean, it's the idea, like, I mean,
Maybe
I,
is it an Australian thing that we don't want to like be in people's faces and be a bit more reserved? I don't know.
and saying that, like, it would probably be something along the lines of, I heard Alien Lanes and then I started a band. But I can't imagine that meaning as much to him as it does to me. And I'm fine with that. Like,
Yeah.
that's, yeah. So,
It was great to just witness it and see them do their thing. I don't need to
yeah. It was just great to see that someone who's been doing it for so long is at the top of their game. And that's it.
Nailing it.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about the Guided by Voices community? Like, you met a lot of people here tonight. You know, you mentioned there's some Australians that you know that are.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I guess, yeah, it's just mind blowing. Like, when I heard about it, I didn't expect Guided by Voices to be that band. To be honest, it's like I can understand how, like, they've obviously got such a strong cult following, but I've never seen anything like this.
No,
Like,
and I didn't even know if it would be for me. You know, like, because our friends in Australia that have been to all the Heed Fest and stuff said, when you go over, you have to meet our friends and you have to go to the meetups. And so we went to the first San Francisco meetup last night, and we were quite nervous and sitting in a bar, and we were like, what do we do? Do we introduce ourselves? Trav actually said,
I go, is this what it's like to be a swinger? Like, you know, just
we
in
were
a room.
like, do we introduce ourselves or do we wait for someone to approach us? What's the etiquette?
Just show a bit of ankle. Like,
But eventually they realised that we were weirdos waiting to meet people, and they were like, the Australians, and everyone was just so friendly. And then it's nice. It's really, really lovely.
I mean, like, yeah, everyone's looking for something to belong to, and what better cause than such a great collection of songs and such a genuine person
Yeah.
that's written them.
Yeah.
I always like the idea that it was written, all this stuff is being done by a school teacher, just like a wage earning schlub. I love that about
Yeah,
the
it's
band.
lovely and
it's all
a little bit
postmen
ordinary.
and truck drivers and writing some of the most enigmatic music coming out of America. It's great.
He had that talent. He was given a gift.
Yeah.
He was given a gift, and he shares it with all of us.
Yeah, and
and
he did,
didn't matter that he was a school teacher.
No, I think it's better for that. It shows there's an everyman quality to that. I don't like the idea that it's some wizard on a hill doing it. I like the fact that he just sits in his breakfast nook and writes some of the best songs anyone's ever heard.
Yeah. Are there any lyrics that hit you guys? Like a couple favorite lyrics, maybe?
I mean, I just like I like all the lyrics to Hardcore UFOs because it's that downtrodden style, sitting out in your house watching Hardcore UFOs.
Rolling
it's-
pictures, playing solos.
Yeah.
Till 10
Do you dare the fight to rock? And are you hoping for the contact?
That's right.
It's when the simplicity of something that he's had sitting in front of him makes something mystical that is like
Yeah.
sick. Yeah.
How about you, Marie? Any lyrics that kind of hit
Probably
you?
I didn't ask for the truth, but you owe that to me.
Yeah.
It sounds so it's sung so joyfully, but it's pretty brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, cool. Hey, I really appreciate you guys taking the time to talk to me.
It's an absolute pleasure.
Thank you
And
so much.
it's fantastic that you're here. You know, it's
We're stoked.
yeah, we love having you here.
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing. The amazing thing about this group of people, beautiful group of people,
So nice.
and you know, there's people who have been here since the beginning, the early '90s. If someone walked up today, there was a guy who just left. It was his first show ever,
Yeah.
and he's as welcome. Everyone is as welcome as everyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and you know.
We already have people coming to visit us in Melbourne, so
And these
Put me on
things
that list.
and these things come and go, and it's good to be logging what's happened here.
Yeah.
I think too.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Well, cool. Thanks again,
Cheers.
and cheers.
cheers. Thank you.